Good day, everyone. Our lesson for today is about the circuit training. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to know the basic concepts and specific exercise principles involved in circuit training. Second, determine benefits of circuit training and its overall effects to the body. And third, discover and associate the relationship of the phases of exercise in performing an appropriate circuit training program. And here are the contents. Let us proceed first with the definition of circuit training. So circuit training is a type of activity that consists of several exercises arranged in stations. So here in our examples, we have 6 different kind of activities. We have the squats, push-ups, jumping jacks, lunges, planks, and side lifts. So how are you going to perform the circuit training? So first, after your warm up and dynamic stretches, the first activity you're going to perform is squats. So you're going to perform this for 60 seconds. Then after that activity, you will be having 15 seconds of rest interval. Then proceed to your next activity, push-ups for 60 seconds. After that, rest interval for 15 seconds, then proceed to your next activity, jumping jacks for 30 seconds, then 15 seconds of rest interval. Fourth activity, lunges for 45 seconds, then rest interval for 15 seconds, and plank pose for 30 seconds. After that, rest interval for 15 seconds. Then proceed to your last activity, which is the side lifts for 30 seconds. After your last activity, you will be having 3 minutes of rest interval before you proceed to the first activity again. So you're going to repeat the round. Again, after each stations, you have 15 seconds of rest. Then after a round, you have 3 minutes of rest interval. Then now let's proceed to a short history or brief history of circuit training. So the year was 1953. R.E. Morgan and G.T. Anderson first developed the activity in the University of Leeds in England. The original format of a circuit training during that time was, or let's say it consists 9 to 12 stations of different exercise for 15 to 45 seconds. And the time interval allotted was specifically designed that so the person moving within the circuit can finish an ideal number of 8 to 20 repetitions per station. The structure of the circuit is designed as such so the person can reap the benefits of cardiorespiratory endurance, muscular endurance, and muscular strength from the activity. So back then, the rest interval each station within the circuit was set as 15 to 30 seconds, or sometimes there is really no rest interval in between the stations, depending on the goal of the person. Then, aside from the intensity, all exercises can be designed to have the use of certain kinds of equipment found in the gym or sometimes body weight activities. And so you can do this with or without equipment. And up to this day, circuit training is still an activity composed of different stations of exercise that are specific in targeting the development of the muscles of the lower body, upper body, and the core. A lot of people find circuit training easy to do. Easy, quick, compound. When you say compound, it requires simple movement, but then you are using a lot of your muscle groups. Then creative, you can always freely experiment for yourself what type of activities you want to perform and incorporate in your circuit training. Then less expensive, so you don't need to go to gym and pay for your daily exercise or let's say monthly exercise. And also it is ideal. So workout routine for any individual who is in any level of fitness. Purpose and functions. The goals and functions of circuit training is multi-purpose. A circuit is ultimately aimed to develop the cardiovascular endurance of the body, while at the same time, not forgetting the importance of developing the muscular components of endurance and strength. So remember the principle of specificity. So notice that circuit training in a way cancels out the principle of specificity. This is because it is not only focused with just developing one component of fitness, but rather a broad range of fitness components at one time. This also makes it such an interesting training activity because it is not the usual way of working out. Or let's say that it serves as a way of spicing things up a bit when training becomes too uninteresting. Then second, allows your body to move as a single unit. Circuit training encourages your body to move as a single unit, targeting both big and small, and the minor and major muscle groups of your body. So practicing to move your body as a single unit is very much essential for you to function properly on a daily basis. Learning how to move your body as one is a good step in maintaining your balance throughout the day. So this way you are always assured of moving safely within any type of environment. Then third, to maintain overall metabolic and heart rate levels. One of the main functions of circuit training is that it allows you to maintain your overall metabolic rate and heart rate at high levels. Basically, what it means is that it helps your body to keep active all throughout the exercise. The quick shift from one station to another with little time to rest allows your body to experience continuous stimuli that are enough for fitness adaptations to occur. As you are continuously moving through the circuit, your heart rate is also kept at its maximum functions to help support your overall movements. The more that you are exerting effort throughout the circuit, the more your metabolic rate and your heart rate are sustained throughout the activity. Then the benefits are specific fitness components developed. Number one, it involves shorter training sessions. The first and probably the most advantageous benefit of performing circuit training is that it involves shorter training sessions. So let's say that time is really the most common reason why people don't choose to work out, right? So 15 to 45 minutes. This also sometimes include the warm-up and cool-downs and stretches. The time that a person does a circuit is dependent on two things: the type of exercise included within the circuit and the rest intervals allotted in between the stations and the circuit rounds. The great thing about circuit training is that you can already find yourself exhausted at the end of 20-minute session compared to spending hours in gym or doing running on a daily basis for 30 minutes or more. This is because the activity aims to target a lot of muscle groups within your body with every station assigned in it. Second, it can be an aerobic exercise that develops the cardiovascular endurance. Circuit stations can be arranged in such way that an aerobic activity is assigned in a particular station or stations. Running in between the sets of circuit is an aerobic activity that you can offer the improvement of the cardiorespiratory system. Jumping jacks, doing burpees, and dynamic lunges are all examples of exercise that offer the development of cardiovascular endurance. Any exercise can be a form of cardiorespiratory training so long as it exceeds the number of repetitions above 15. So if you find yourself in a station in the circuit performing in, you're beyond this number of repetition, this means your cardiovascular endurance is being developed. Then circuit routines are time-based. The goal is for you to ideally push your body to perform beyond its limits. Reaping maximum benefits in a short period, prefer to perform these activities more than other training activities. Third, it offers muscular endurance and muscular developments. Depending on the goals of the circuit and how the stations are arranged, these components are developed altogether with cardiovascular endurance. This is because each station is designed to specifically target muscle groups of the body, whether you are using equipment or only using your body. Then alternating cardiorespiratory exercise with strength training or combining them both gives you a more favorable fitness result. The body becomes stronger and more resistant compared to training these components separately on a weekly basis. Then it can be done individually or by group. Training and keeping focus as an individual is beneficial, but training with a group of people who can motivate and inspire you to do better is a very different and uplifting kind of thing. Okay, so your creativity is the most important thing on how you can spice up your training. Brainstorming and doing circuit training with people can bring you more positivity, enthusiasm, and motivate to complete the task at hand. Military training and team sports like basketball, volleyball are examples of activities that need a lot of cooperation. Including circuit training as a part of a training regimen can strongly help build on this value. With this circuit training, so it is not only beneficial to the body's physicality, but it is also very beneficial in building disciplined individuals who are geared towards a set of goals. Then next, it is for all levels. So it is for beginners, intermediate, and advanced individuals or to those professionals. The way that the exercise, time, and rest intervals are modified determine the level of fitness that an individual can perform the circuit. So it does not exclude even those people who have injuries or physical ailments because the exercise in the station can be modified to fit their specific needs. It requires little space and equipment. You can use different equipment and gym machines to make a circuit routine, but you can also just opt to your body as your own machine. A circuit can be done in park, in the comforts of your own home, like your room or in your garage, or anywhere that you wanted to perform this kind of activity as far as there is a little space or enough space for you to perform your exercise. Okay, so here is an example of circuit program. We're going to try to give an example on how you're going to perform your activity. So you just need a timer or your phone, use your timer, and non-sleep mat. If it is not applicable, then you can use mga karton, di ba? Okay. So don't forget the phases of exercise. We have warm up and dynamic stretch first before you proceed to your conditioning phase. So here in our example, your conditioning phase will be the circuit training. Then after that, perform cool down and static stretches. And for example, you can perform this kind of activities For your warm-up activity and dynamic stretch, you can try to do this shoulder rolls for 30 seconds, 15 seconds clockwise and counterclockwise, hip rotations for 30 seconds, again, 15 seconds clockwise and counterclockwise, then torso twists, high knees for 30 seconds, both, then jumping jacks 30 seconds, alternating lateral lunges 30 seconds, toe touches 30 seconds, forward lunges 30 seconds, plank runs 30 seconds, and boxers shuffles 30 seconds. The last movement will be breeze walk for 5 minutes. So the total duration is 10 minutes for your warm-up and dynamic stretch. Then you're going to proceed to your main exercise or your conditioning phase, the circuit training or the weight circuit training. Exercise at 30 seconds per stations. Ideal number of repetitions is 15 to 20 seconds. Then rest interval rest interval per station is at 15 seconds. Rest interval per round is at 3 minutes. Okay, so the first activity is squat and reach. So position 1 or feet apart, then go down, inhale through your nose, then reach. Go up, exhale through your mouth and reach your right. And squat, reach your left, squat, reach your right, and so on. The target muscles are your abdominals, quadriceps, glutes, and hamstrings. Then we have the shoulder taps. For your shoulder taps, you need to be in a full plank, full arm plank. Then using your right palm, tap your left shoulder. Then the same, using your left palm, tap the right shoulder alternately. And here are the muscle or the target muscles. Also, the abdominal muscles called rectus, the abdominis and transversus abdominis, the erector spinae, and biceps and triceps bronchi. Then we have the dynamic lunges. So stand straight, then lunge to your right side, then left. Yan, alternate lang din naman. So the target muscles are the abductors and quadriceps. Also the gastrocnemius, yan, and the smaller muscle known as soleus. Then this one is a shoulder press and push-ups. Later on, I'll show you a video on how to perform this kind of activity. And it is said that it is the hardest exercise in this circuit. So if ever na you think that you cannot perform the activity, then you can change the activity. Then we have bend over, reach, and fly. So do the tabletop, then reach forward, breathe in, then fly movement, breathe out. And the muscle involved or the target muscles are your anterior and medial deltoids. Ayan. And also the posterior deltoid. Then we have the forearm planks, and here are the muscle targets or the target muscles. So this exercise directly targets the muscles of the abdominals. Then, after you perform your main exercise, it is important not to skip the cool down and static stretch. So we have here some examples. You can perform slow walk for 5 minutes, then breathe in and out for 30 seconds, forward bend plus twist for 30 seconds, lateral flexion of trunk, 15 seconds per sides, then shoulder stretch, 15 seconds on your right and left, tricep extensions, 15 seconds both sides, neck extension, 30 seconds, and forward neck flexion, 30 seconds, and lateral neck flexion for 30 seconds at 15 seconds on your right and on your left. So that's all for this lesson. Again, it is important for you to follow the phases of exercise in whatever kind of conditioning phase you're going to perform. So that's all. Thank you so much for listening.